going to talk about part 2 of our self-love challenge. And this is just going to be a really quick overview of what we started doing yesterday. Now, I'm doing this 10-day self-love challenge because it's really important, and I believe that it is our ability to connect with ourselves that is the most important in our journey to ascension and transformation. So yesterday I put out a little homework for you to do, talking about making a list of the 2 aspects of yourself that the dualities within yourself, the part of yourself that you love and the part of yourself that you hate or you reject. So this is a really, really powerful practice that I did in my own personal journey and my own transformation. And it was actually one of the most powerful and most difficult things to do that I put off for a really long time. But when I did it, it was almost as if a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And it's really important to tackle and focus on these things because we don't realize the amount of weight, energetic weight, that these things have in our everyday interactions. The aspects of ourselves that we reject are the aspects that really define our personality, who we are, and our overall experience with the world around us. So taking time to take a look at those and seeing which one of those serve us is really... Hey Annie, thank you. No sound. I'm not sure why there's no sound. Can you hear me okay? Does anyone else have trouble hearing me right now? I want to make sure that I don't... You got it? Okay, good. So what I was saying is that these aspects of ourselves that we hate are the most important parts of creating a transformation within us. So as we are working on this list, I made just a quick list of the things that I personally have been integrating over the past few years, and I really invite you to do the same. So I've already done this in the past as well, and doing that really helped me understand my fears and confronting them. So let's take a look at some things. For example, we're going to start this practice by looking at the things that we love. I love my connection with source that you have. I love my willpower. I love my focus. I love, and so then we get to this next point, which is perfectionism. And the fact that I am a perfectionist, there's 2 parts to that. It's a love-hate relationship with perfectionism, because part of me loves that I want to do things perfect, but another part of it understands that it comes from an insecurity and a fear of failure. So that is a really good example to look at, because a lot of people that I work with have this sense of duty to themselves and responsibility to succeed and thrive. And of course, that's a wonderful thing that all of us should have in our everyday life with any project that we're tackling in our self evolution and also in our work. But what happens is that sometimes we get to the point where we are trying to be perfect in what we do, and things fall apart, and then we fall apart, and that's where we need to catch ourselves. So this is why we want to do this. So let's go to the part that we hate or reject about ourselves. I reject the aspects of myself that are fearful of things, fearful of change, fearful of pain. And one of the things that I was able to overcome recently was this tremendous, tremendous deep fear that I've had. If you've had a chance to check out my blog about my near-death experience in Tulum with a scorpion, that was a very, very impactful experience to go. And it really showed me that I am strong enough to be able to get through those things with my internal connection and understanding how I can break those contractual agreements. So that's the kind of relationship that we want to have with all aspects of ourselves that we try to reject. Now, another part is, let's say, doubt, or sometimes I'm running late. Sometimes I make appointments and then I don't show up to family events. And so there's so many things, and the thing about this is that a lot of these things they're complex, right? So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at those lists that we made, and we're going to look at the parts that we reject about ourselves, and we're going to dive deep into them. So as we look at them, as we feel them, I want you to pick one of the things on your list. Let's look at this commitment thing with, let's say, going to social events. That's one thing that sometimes I will make appointments to go to social events and then I won't, then last minute I'll change my mind. So let's take a look at that. Why does that happen? There's many parts to that. So I want you guys to take that one aspect of to start thinking about the things on this list that you wrote down, of the things that you reject from yourself. Whatever that may be, just let's tap into those things. And the first thing I want you to do is pick one of those things on that list that you recall. And now that you've selected it, I want you to scan your body. And as you say that word, let's say commitments to events or integrity, I want you to see where in your body you feel a trigger as you say that word. So let's say that relationship with integrity. I scan my body and I feel it here in my stomach, in my gut. It gives me anxiety. So I want you to scan your body and see what trigger does that word create in your body and your mind. As you feel around your body, I want you to notice what else is happening. A lot of times, these are the emotions that we run away from, that we don't want to feel, that we don't want to address. So this anxiety, let's work with that part of the body. I want you to dive deep into that. So let's identify what it is you're feeling in that moment. Let's say I feel anxiety. Okay, so I start to feel anxiety when it comes to this integrity of making the social commitments. So I'm going to expand that emotion. I'm going to go deep inside of myself and I'm going to allow that emotion to completely take over my body, breathing in deeply, inhaling and exhaling. As I feel the emotion all over my body, it's going to be uncomfortable for a little bit, But what I want to do, what we're doing here, is we're going to dive into that emotion to see what lies behind that judgment. So when I go into social places, I am afraid of judgment. So that's something that we really come from. Let's go deeper into that. And let's say for me, I'm taken all the way down to my childhood with my family. And as I go into this memory of my childhood, I can see my family gatherings and how the dynamic works with my family. How I feel very raw and open to my family, and how my family is observing everything that is occurring and giving feedback. And sometimes that feedback isn't always something I want to hear. So as I am going through these emotions, a lot more emotions come up. So I want you to just dive into those experiences and notice what are the patterns of emotions that come up. What parts of us feel maybe more sensitive to others? And what are the emotions that other people are having that trigger in us this sensitivity? It is so important. Right here, what we're understanding, just with this little journey that we did right now, is that I am afraid of judgment and afraid of being sensitive and open energetically to people around me. So that means a couple things. Number one, that I have to focus on my own personal ability to accept myself in environments that are like that. And regardless of judgment that I feel from others, know my worth. Let's go to the second aspect of that, which is energetic protection. Let's say we go out into an environment and we start to feel that our energy can be taken. So there are tools for that. We can visualize protection. So as you walk through all of these emotions, I want you to remember what are the main emotions that you felt in that moment, because those are the ones that we want to work with. as you go into this memory, I want you to visualize what was it that you needed from your environment in that moment in order to not feel that way. Let's take a note of that. So for me, I needed unconditional love instead of judgment. What did I need from myself in that moment now? What was it that I could have provided myself with in order to not feel that fear, that insecurity in that time in this open environment? I needed to love myself and to accept myself. And when we're younger, we look up to our peers around us for an example of that self-love, and we don't always find it. So we have to learn how to find that strength in ourselves. And as children, if we didn't find it then, we need to go back and provide ourselves with that energetic information to be able to reprogram the information of that time. And we're talking about DNA reprogramming, of course, because all of this vibration, all of these emotions are very important information. So these emotions that you're feeling right now are locked within the body, within the physical body, the muscle memory of the body. And it isn't until you go in and unlock them that you can start opening this space to a more expansive. And you're going to notice that as you're going through all of these emotions, a lot is releasing, and right now it feels uncomfortable. But when we do a clearing, releasing all of this, it's almost as if a weight is lifted from your body. And it's very important for you to notice that, so you understand the importance of moving these emotions and this energy out of the physical body. So I want you to inhale deeply and exhale. I want you to visualize yourself in this image, and I want you to surround yourself in a golden sphere of light. And I want you to take these images, let's say the unconditional love and this self-love and acceptance. I'm going to visualize unconditional love as a pink color. I'm going to visualize acceptance as an orange color. And I'm going to fill myself with these two vibrations of information. I'm going to visualize it penetrating into my pores, into my flesh, into my muscle, all the way into my bone, down to the cellular level, transforming all of those emotions into pure white light. Visualize eliminating from that child all of those emotions down to the center of the earth, allowing this child to breathe in this security, this love, this affection, this connection, this wholeness. And any programming that was stemming from that moment of not being good enough or not being safe, we are healing here. This is the intention. We have to work with our inner child. So as you inhale deeply and exhale, I want you to visualize now a contract. And this contract is going to represent your relationship with yourself. It's going to represent all of these aspects of yourself that you reject. In particular, the one that you chose, this sense of lack of integrity or fear within social environments. I want you to visualize that contract. And we're going to shine that light down on that contract. We're going to destroy it completely. As we allow ourselves to release this information out of our energetic space, we open ourselves to some new information. So visualize eliminating that contract completely. We're going to go back to that inner child that is healing here with this unconditional love. What is different now? What is this child feeling in this moment now that she has received this unconditional love and this security, this acceptance? Take a look at the child. Okay? Now, what I want you to notice is that when we have trauma in our lives, a fractal of our soul is left suspended in time. So this aspect that we have just unlocked is actually a fractal of your soul, of yourself. So what we need to do is we need to reintegrate this reprogrammed information back into ourselves to create wholeness. I want you to visualize the child in front of you. You're going to cut the cord on their end, cut the cord on your end. As you inhale deeply, taking back that inner child, that information is now returning to your body, creating a healing for the wounds of that moment in that time, and also the repeated experiences that mirror these triggers within you. So as you inhale deeply and exhale, the next time that this experience or trigger is now coming up for you, you will now go back to this healing in this moment and understand that what you needed in that moment was unconditional love and acceptance. And now you have information to pull from. So the moment that now you experience this in your everyday life, you have a choice to choose whether you want to expand yourself with this conscious shift energetically, or you want to continue that pattern that you're used to continuing. So for example, now the next time I make a commitment, I'm going to be sure that this is an environment that I want to be in, and if I do choose to be there, I will be so secure with myself and feel expansive and loving unconditionally for myself that I won't feel that insecurity or judgment. Now, we all experience certain levels of insecurity one way or another, but it's important to address these aspects of ourselves and ask ourselves the question, where is it coming from? What does it mean for me? Is it me, or am I picking up things that other people are projecting onto me? Okay, so that's the dialogue that we need to start having with ourselves, and that will help us navigate all our social experiences that we have throughout our life and with ourselves, right? This is for ourselves. So what we understand from all of this is that taking the time to look at the aspects of ourselves, the sore topics that represent who we are, is where we find a wealth of information. So as you visualize all of these things, I want you to visualize all of these parts of yourself that you hate or you reject from yourself. And I want you to see them around you almost as if they're floating around, whether they're objects or they are, just words of what it is, or just thoughts. And I want you to visualize eliminating them from your space down to the center of the earth, out of your space, as they are transformed into cosmic dust. Eliminating all of the thoughts that we have brought up here in this moment, clearing your space from this one exercise. What you're going to realize after looking at these dualities within us is that ultimately there is no duality. Ultimately, what we need to do is integrate these two aspects of ourselves, the parts that we love of ourselves and the parts that we hate. Both of them work together simultaneously in order to create the filters that we use in order to perceive our life, whether it is to protect, to survive, to understand, to thrive. But it's important to understand which of these serve us and which of these we can tweak and understand and maybe nurture a little more in order to serve us better. So creating that communication with these aspects of ourselves so that we know how to interact with them when they come up and we're ready. We're not caught off guard and then we're reacting and sabotaging our own experiences in our own life, okay? So this was day 2 of our self-love challenge, and I really, really invite you to do this work. Ultimately, when you look at that list of the parts that you hate, work with every single one of those things on that list and transform the pain body that is triggered from those aspects that we reject from ourselves. It is a very empowering practice. And when you're done, those things won't have the same weight that they did when you started off. there will be a certain sense of neutrality and understanding, because now we have gone in to understand and comprehend and had compassion of ourselves when we are interacting with these emotions. It is important to understand our relationship with each one of those. I also want you to notice that a lot of these things that we put on our list that we reject on ourselves are also aspects that we judge in others. And as a vibrational magnetism, that creates a vibrational magnetism that then attracts us to like people in our lives. So a lot of the times when we don't deal with these things, we are attracting people that are mirroring that exact same pain body that we are having in our lifetime. So this is just a very important, as you can see, it really affects the entire spectrum of our existence, not just internally for ourselves, but also our network. And when we are healing ourselves, we are also healing our network. Do not forget, we are very interconnected with everyone that we are interacting with. So I want you to take a nice deep breath, inhale and exhale. You're going to come back into the room, and as you are grounded down to the center of the earth, you are protected with your shield around you. I want you to visualize opening your chakra, your first root chakra, back into a balanced state. That's the red chakra located at the base of your spine. You're going to go up to your second chakra, the orange chakra located right below the navel. Visualize opening that chakra back into a balanced state. Breathing, inhaling and exhaling. We're going to go up to our third chakra, the yellow chakra located in our solar plexus. You're going to open that chakra back into a balanced state, making sure that you are 100% in balance. You're going to go up to your heart chakra. Visualize closing that chakra back into a balanced state, making sure your chakras are in perfect balance up your spine. You're going to go up to your throat chakra, balancing that chakra back into a balanced state. Going up to your third eye, balancing that chakra into a balanced state. So right now you have all your chakras up in perfect balance up your back, front and back. You're going to go up to your crown chakra, and I want you to visualize your unique vibrational signature. And in my healing, when I do one-on-one, we go very deep into a meditation so that you can really identify what is that unique signature, energetic signature that you have. But for now, I want you to visualize your most favorite color. If you were a color, what color would you be? And I want you to visualize putting that up in your crown chakra. We're going to align it with all aspects of our lives. I want you to visualize a pie chart. Success in all aspects of yourself. So now you have your crown chakra shining brilliantly with your creative color. You are setting the intention for your day, ready to go. Your chakras are in perfect alignment. You are protected in your sphere, and you are grounded down to the center of the earth. I hope you guys have an incredible day today. And this is just the second aspect of the self-love. We're going to be doing this every day until the 8th this month to celebrate self-love and connection to ourselves, because the secret to the universe, to the connection to source, and to finding all the answers that we are searching for externally are all inside. So the connection to yourself is the most important thing that we should be focusing on a daily basis. I send you all my love, and I hope you have an incredible day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for joining, by the way, everyone. Annie, Maziar, hello. Rudy, Maheen, Angel, Lisa, Freddie, Tim, Melpomene, thank you so much. Yes, you're absolutely right. We should be accessing everything that's holding us back, and you're a therapist, so you know that. That's incredible. Thank you. Faizan, hello. Todd, thank you so much. James, Jim, Veronica, Billy, Jordan, Bo, Rick, Simon, Paul. Yes, definitely take those deep breaths, and I'm glad you're here, Paul. Thank you. Adele, Jiran. All right, my loves. Dahi, Lubomira, so many wonderful people joined us here today, and thank you so much. Carls, Omad, Eidfold, Tito, Lee, thank you so much. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. Terry, hi Terry, thank you for being here. And yeah, have an incredible Monday. Let's get it this week, huh? Success. Love you.